Alright. Gonna play a bit of a Splatoon with commentary, which I've been meaning to get around to, haven't quite done yet. Kind of want to share a few, I don't know, tips and tricks that I've learned while playing, and just, you know, just kind of comment on what I think of the game so far. I've really been enjoying it. Obviously, a legitimate criticism with the game has been the lack of content at launch, but they've already added a decent amount of stuff just in the past couple weeks. And we have these two, Callie and Mary. I like them. I don't like that I have to watch them every single time I boot the game. I do like them as a, oh, here's what we just added in this update. Because, I mean, they've updated the game maybe like 6 times since it came out. Like, they keep adding stuff. But I don't like having to watch this every single time that I start the game. So it's kind of a, this part's cool, but it's sort of not. Which does describe a lot of stuff in this game. I'm gonna give that a like. Cute little drawing. I'm on Team Dogs, by the way. Which, if you are not familiar, I like turtles. Sure. Team Turtle. So, if for some reason this is your first time watching Splatoon, which you probably isn't, but just in case, basically Splatoon is a third-person shooter, primarily focused on multiplayer, 4 versus 4 multiplayer, where the primary objective is to spray ink instead of bullets. So your guns and your weapons shoot ink of your team's color, and you try to occupy turf with the ink. That's all I'll really say on that for right now, because if you're watching this, you probably have a pretty good idea of how this game works. But something new that they just added, I think yesterday or the day before, is there's going to be something called a Splatfest event, which looks like it's going to be Saturday, June 20th from 6 a.m. to Sunday, June 21st to 6 a.m. I still don't know exactly how that is going to work while that period of time is going on, but right now, leading up to the event, you can pick a team, and I picked Team Dogs, which you can kind of tell by that spinning light there. And what happened was, after I picked Team Dogs, I was given... Oh wow, what's this? Oh, okay, yeah. No, yeah, the image on the left is throwing me off because it looks different than the actual design of my character. But you'll notice I have a Splatfest tee, and it has a dog on it, and the color of Team Dog. So basically, they let you pick a team, and then they give you, you know, it's about a week or whatever, which I assume they intend for you to level up the equipment with experience points. You'll see those 2 question marks mean those are slots for skills that I've not yet unlocked. So I assume that the idea is that you're going to level up this shirt so that when the Splatfest is actually happening, you're going to wear that shirt to participate in the event and earn points for your side. At the end of the event, if I remember correctly, they kind of touched on this a little while back. Whichever team wins will be awarded more of these weird little seashell things that you'll see near this guy. See these little seashell doohickeys? I still don't remember. I don't know what they do. I don't remember. I think they have something to do with getting special gear or maybe something like that. But so that's going to be going down in about a week. But I'm going to work on leveling up my thing here. Alright. I don't think any of my friends are playing. Oh, well, somebody's playing right now. But I don't feel like waiting, so I'm just going to join just a standard match. So, standard match type in this game is called Turf Wars. It is a 4 versus 4. Oh man, like everybody's level 20 in here. Where the winner is, after a 3-minute match, whichever team has the most amount of ground area covered in their color will win. You get points by covering the ground with your color. So you notice my little score meter at the top goes up as I paint the ground. You get twice as many points for coloring parts of the ground that are the enemy team's color, and this also builds your super meter faster. Splashing ink on the walls apparently does not really help you that much, other than giving you access to certain areas and whatnot. Oh! Just gonna go whole hog with these grenades here, hope something happens. But yeah, so those are a couple of early tips that just knowing those two things will probably help your game a little bit. Oh, don't charge into 3 people at the same time. That's also another pro tip. But yeah, so just keep those things in mind, because just knowing those 2 little bits alone will help you. Help get your average score up. Just try to focus more on coloring the enemy team's paint than the blank space. Just because the more points you get, that gives you more experience and more gold. But it also lets you build your super meter faster, which is kind of important, especially if you have a super meter that can really turn the tides. Defeating the other team members, like actually getting kills per se, is useful. Back leading up to the game's launch, they made it kind of seem like it wasn't really useful. It is. You do want to do that. Partially because when they explode, when they get splatted, quote unquote, they will create a big splash of your team's color, which gives you, a decent amount of points, decent amount of area covered. But more importantly than that, it means that they're out of the game for, maybe up to 10 seconds or so. And that means that's 10 seconds where they're not getting points, they're not covering your color, and when you get splatted, you also lose progress on your, you lose progress on your super meter. One mechanic I do like is that ability to just instantly warp, but you just saw the kind of downsides, because basically, like, as soon as you land, you're vulnerable. You don't have like a moment, you don't have any time of invulnerability, you're just right in it. And they can see, like, the enemy team will be able to see where you're landing, your teammates will be able to see where you're landing. So you want to try to use those a little more strategically, but it is a cool mechanic that I love. I'm just going to try and cover a lot of this area here. We only got a few seconds left. And I think even after the time goes up, my grenades still count toward paint. And I think we won. Yep. I'm using the Splashomatic, which is the newest weapon that just got added. It seems to go with my playstyle really well. I tend to focus a little more on covering the ground, and trying to cover back up the enemy team's point, or the enemy team's color, rather than just straight up offense. When I play Splat Zones, the ranked match mode, I do tend to focus a little more on offense in that mode, because that mode, it's more crucial to keep the other team from being able to do anything. You can end matches pretty damn quickly in Splat Zones if you can get a good foothold right at the beginning and just keep the enemy team from occupying the special zones, which I'll play a little bit of that probably after this match here. But man, I'm pretty happy with how this game has come together. The only thing I really want from it is more stuff. Like, that's just like Smash Bros., just like Mario Party, I just want more of it. Specifically, I want more outfits. Like, I want more gear to wear. I'm actually surprised that that's not something that they've added DLC for yet. Apparently, they confirmed that Japan is going to be getting Squid Girl DLC, which I guess is an anime that they've done some crossover promotions with. But yeah, I want us to see some of that weird, crazy costume business. Oh, how did I not get that guy? There we go. Go team. I also kind of wish the game had more songs. What's there is cool and interesting and just kind of different. I just wish there was more of it. Which, you'll notice that's kind of a theme. Oh boy. Create so much stuff for this guy, he doesn't know what to do with it. There we go. Ooh, got picked off. So the weapon I'm using is not actually the best for offense. It does have a high fire rate, but it's more designed for covering a lot of ground, which is why I like it. Oh man, they really have messed up our base area. Which isn't the biggest deal. It can kind of distract me, I guess, as it currently is, but there we go, just kind of reclaim a little more ground here. Oh! Yeah, see, he didn't really have anywhere to go. He must have ran out of ink using that grenade. I like these bridges because you can't just duck and swim around. You actually have to you either fall through or you're screwed. That's basically how they work. I think our team, it might not look like it, but I think our team overall is doing pretty okay. Oh! But that is quickly changing. Oh no! Do some of that. I think we won. Just looking at the map here. Yeah, it was close though. I'm on a roll. With points, I mean, I'm not used to. It's usually a good, like it's a specifically good match when I get more than 1,000. All right, so let's change gears a little bit here. I'm going to change up my equipment because I'm going into ranked. In ranked, you kind of want to bring your best equipment. We'll go with these. And let's see. I'm going to try to focus more on defense, I guess. So you'll notice all these different, these little icons are different skills. The more of the same skill that you have equipped at once, the lesser the effect. So you kind of, more often you want to kind of vary things up a bit, if you can. Decisions. Yeah, we'll go with the bike helmet. And we will change my weapon to... what do I want to go with? Let's go with this one. See how this works out. So, I unlocked a mini game that lets me change the music when I'm on a load screen, which I like. I unlocked this mini. Basically, you can't see it right now, but whenever you're waiting for a match on your gamepad, you can play these little NES-style mini games. You start off with one, and you can unlock 3 more by playing through the amiibo challenges. So you have the Inkling Girl amiibo, the Inkling Boy amiibo, and the Squid amiibo. And each of them gives you different pieces of equipment, a different NES-style minigame, and a weapon. As far as I can tell, the weapons you unlock from them are just reskinned versions of the standard weapons, and they might have different sub-weapons, I think. But there's nothing really overpowered about any of the amiibo stuff. The pieces of equipment that you get even aren't maximum skill points. They only give you 3 different skills instead of 4. So I feel like they kind of did that on purpose to encourage people to, not feel like the amiibo stuff is inherently overpowered or whatever. So this mode, if you have not seen it yet, is very different in terms of the overall flow of the game, because you're going to notice we're not really concerning ourselves with covering too much of the map. We're just beelining it right for this main area here. I think I'm running into a little bit of lag or something, because you'll notice my ink is not impacting the ground, which means this might end in a disconnect in a sec here. Also, what is this guy doing? Yeah, there we go. That's what I figured. Once in a while that happens. I've not had too bad of an experience with this game so far, but communication errors do happen once in a while. Which I guess I'd rather just have a communication error, leave the match, start a new one, rather than, you know, putzing around with lag. Alright. Tryouts again. So the weapon I'm currently using is basically like an SMG. It's not very accurate. More fit for close range, but it's fast. You can fire a lot of bullets very quickly. And then even more so, it oh, that was bad. Stupid me. So I guess I should probably go over what we're actually doing here. That person just killed themselves. So basically, we're trying to occupy this specific plot of land that is covered with the dotted lines. You'll notice where it says, in the middle of the screen it says remaining, that's a timer going down. That timer is going to continue to go down as long as we are occupying our ink. It covers the majority of this space in between the dotted lines. Yep. So now they're in control because they just covered most of it. Now they're not. It's about half, and they're back in control of it. So, as you can see, this mode is very different because everybody's kind of focused in one tight area. And I just moving somewhere I shouldn't have. Nice. Thanks, teammate. Yeah, so we just want to try and keep them from getting here as much as we can. So we want to be, I mean, there's different ways you could do that. You could just we could try to push them back to their home base and just keep them from getting here at all. Good shot, teammate. Or we could just kind of camp out over this area. Nice shields. Shields are very, very good for this mode. Oh, so is that move, but we won. So we just did that one fell swoop. That doesn't happen that often, but it's nice when it does. If you get the timer entirely down to 0, you get a 500-point bonus at the end of the match. Now, if we hadn't done that, if they had controlled it, we would have gone back and forth a little bit. And whoever had their timer down to the lowest number by the end of, I think it's still like a 3-minute timer, they would have won. Now you notice I had a rank that went up by 12 points. If I lose a match, it goes down by 10. And when I was back on like rank C or C minus, the numbers were different. I would gain 15 for winning a match. Now I only gain like 12. I'm curious as to how those numbers change the further up in rank you go. I don't know if when you get knocked down to 0 points, if you will just go right back down, like it'll keep knocking you down, or if you have kind of a chance to redeem yourself first. But I've been able to get. You start off on I think you start off on D or C minus. I'm up to C plus right now. And of course, it's gonna, the game's gonna try and pair us up with people that are as close to rank as you are as possible. Level does not seem to matter. It's the actual rank that seems to matter in this mode, as far as the matchmaking goes. Now, Nintendo has said that later on, towards the end of the summer, by that time everybody who's still playing the game is going to be pretty experienced, they're going to add another ranked mode that is specifically for team matches. and that's going to be you team up with people on your friends list basically, and you go up against other people who are a dedicated team. And so those matches are probably going to be even more intense because people are actually probably going to be strategizing. What I'm hoping to do is get some voice chat going on, get like a dedicated team, like have a weekly, we play for an hour or something every week. That's what I like to do. This is the kind of game where like Mario Kart, like Smash Brothers, as long as they keep adding stuff to it, I'm definitely going to keep playing it. Oh, my reach can only go so far. I kind of need to keep this area occupied while I wait for my teammates. So right now I'm kind of doing support. Now that move was my super right now. Basically what that does is it lets everyone on my team know where the enemies are located for a certain amount of time. And my team doesn't seem to be getting here. I mean, this guy's just going to go back and forth there for a little bit. Oh boy, I wonder if that missile's coming from me. Nope. Okay. Alright, nice. I can finally take this thing. Now, as much of this game as I've played a decent amount so far, I still don't quite get what that little sub-timer is. Like, I know what it does. You have to wait for it to go back down to 0 before you can actually do stuff. What I don't know is what makes it go up in the first place. I'm assuming it has something to do with neutral time, when nobody's in control, but I don't actually know for sure. Oh! And they just barely have the lead right now. If I'm not swimming into a certain dude. Oh! And keep lobbing the grenades. That does seem to be their strategy. Just keep lobbing those grenades. Oh boy. Oh man, how do we not have control of this thing? Oh! Might not pick the best gun for this round. There we go. We are in control right now. We just gotta hold it. Alright, now I'm taking the lead. So now something interesting that'll happen is if the timer, see how the timer's at 2 minutes right now? If that timer goes down to 0 and the zone is being contested, it will go into overtime. And the match will end the instant that, either the instant that basically the instant that the tide turns. So like, we got a minute and change left right now. Oh, shoot. So now, if we get into a situation where, the ground is neutral when the time runs out, and purple gains control, and their timer starts going down, and the main timer on the top left runs out, then it's going to go into overtime. And either once we regain control or their score goes below ours, that will determine the winner. Oh, I activated that without time to react. Yeah, so they could still win this. That's one of the things I love about this game is that you don't ever want to just give up. You can always make a comeback. Even in Turf Wars, and you might think, well, what's the point if everything can change in the last 30 seconds? It's because the entire match is about building momentum. By the end of the match, depending on how much momentum you've built, you're in a better position to win. And that is very true with this mode. Momentum is really important in Turf Wars. We played that match at least I played that match pretty defensively, trying to focus on the main area But I played turf war matches where my team gets pushed back to our spawn, and they just kind of hover around our spawn and just prevent us from even reaching the spot zones after they've taken them. So, yeah, there's all kinds of different strategies you can take, and the different weapons and whatnot contribute to that. I love the way that the weapons work in this game. There's no optimal weapon. There's no overpowered, like, this is the best weapon to use. Part of that is because the different weapons come preset with sub-weapons. Any given weapon that you get is going to be a set. It's going to be a primary weapon, a sub-weapon, and a special. And there's different combinations. A lot of the time, weapons within the same class will often, the main weapons will have roughly the same stats, and just the sub-weapons will be different. So it'll be based on your particular style. That's the case with the weapon I'm using right now, as far as I'm aware, is it's the same as the just the standard SMG model, but it looks, it has like a sticker on it, and it has a different sub-weapon and a different special, and that's what makes it unique. And that's pretty much the case with the weapons you unlock from the amiibos, as far as I'm aware. Is they just have a different skin on them, and they give you different sub-weapons. But man, I could go on at length about why I love all the mechanics to this game. Just all the mechanics in this game really play well into each other. I don't think that guy can reach me. They were using basically a sniper rifle, or at least this game's equivalent to a sniper rifle. But those types of guns still have a limited range, and they have different range depending on different models. So doing that launching jump, you actually don't always want to do that. I probably shouldn't have done it just now because I ended up just kind of getting right into enemy territory there. And we really gotta take back this area here. Which looks like that's what that person is trying to do. So see, I could tell that they were, didn't really help me, but I could tell where they were hiding because of my special. And so could my teammates. Man, they're kind of kicking their butts though. Alright, come on guys, let's pull this together here. Oh man, I was just not smart, I guess. The grenade that this weapon has does not actually do damage. It explodes instantly, and it has a very good range as far as the grenades in this game go. However, it does not actually do damage. What it does is it sort of stuns the whoever's caught in it, so the move speed is very slow. Oh, hey, what's up?
You doing to bring your groceries?
Doesn't look like.
I will probably in a couple minutes, but by then the groceries will probably already be in.
Yep. Playing online.
Yep. Good. Thanks.
Kill them all! Or pay them all.
Capture the zones! Oh man, that didn't go over so well. So I definitely like the squid swimming mechanic because that is your ability, it is the way that you reload, it is the way that you sneak up on people. That duality going back and forth between those two modes is one of the aspects that I feel makes this game unique as a shooter. Yeah, take a lead! Oh jeez! Oh goodness! We lost control. That was bananas. Oh man, we're close. So close. Alright, let's risk it. See, that time I risked it off. Because my teammate and the other person destroyed each other. And that's that. Another victory. So yeah, there's a look at some Splatoon. Really fun little game. Very excited to see what the overall game will look like in a couple months' time after they've added a bunch of stuff to it. But as it stands, I'm really enjoying it. As you can tell by the fact I'm on level 18, it takes a long time to get to level 18. But yeah, so there's that.